Welcome back, everybody. This is Zero, and it's time for some more Dark Souls 3. So let's just get right into this episode. I've been having so much trouble lately with what's going on. It's driving me crazy, but hopefully we'll be able to get through it. I'm gonna go ahead and head to this bonfire at the Cathedral. So in this episode, we're gonna take out the Deacons, and then we can finish up this area. We can move on after this to the Catacombs of Karthus. I just want to take a second though and tell you that I'm really sorry about how it's been uploading. YouTube has given me so many problems, and it all started with right here at the Cathedral of the Deep. I mean, everything that I've recorded in here, it's not uploading. It's like a cathedral curse. It's it's almost like Aldrich does not want me to show you the secrets of the cathedral and what is going on here. You know, it's nuts, man. He's trying to eat me right now, and none of this stuff is being able to upload. So I don't know what's going on. I'm working hard to get it going. And if you're watching this episode, then we have already bypassed it. We have figured it out, and the videos are back online. And I just want to thank you guys for hanging out and you know, kind of just being there, because it has been rough. It has been rough. Alright, just gonna go through fast, that way we don't have to deal with the knights, but we are gonna have to deal with this guy, so. Oh, alright, asshole. Piece of garbage. Alright, no reason to mess with the slimes. See that guy up there? He's gonna drop down, but we can take him out once we get there. Actually, we might just be able to run past him as well. He's kind of slow himself. Okay, a couple ways that you can do this. I prefer doing it the easy way. Oh, Knight got up. Interesting. He doesn't usually get up. He usually just sits there. Alright, so in this case, say, can we get him to fall off the edge? Maybe not. Oh, crap. Okay, that was pretty sweet, though. Might actually just be able to get a single hit on him. Oh! Right off the side. Not cool, Knight. He killed himself. What a sacrifice. Okay, so that did not work out the way I wanted it to go. That's crazy. But that's fine. That is fine. Let's go ahead and make our way back up in here. So, we can take out these two knights. You don't really have to. I just think it's fun to kill everything at least once per run. And that lightning spear, you don't get to use it very often. But the main purpose is to get on the back side of the cathedral here, so. Well, we do have some summons. There is NPC summons for this fight, so. Let's go ahead and... Yeah, I was going to say, it's going to do some damage on him, too. Oh! Everybody's falling down here. Alright, you piece of shit. God dang. Alright, well, back through the swamp again. Little trick, if you have a dagger, one of the dagger weapon arts is to do like a skip. And you can actually use that to get through the thick waters and the sludge and stuff a lot quicker. So that's pretty cool if you have it. Alright, these two guys up here. Nobody special, just a couple of fools. But there we go. And then we'll be making our way through. Now there's two summons. Horse, right? So he was, we met him. Oh, where's the other one? We met him at, with Henry. And they were, okay, so Horus is there. Luke is not one. And Henry, okay. They are both on a quest right now to take out Aldrich. Alright, and so here at the Cathedral, these deacons have been collecting poor souls from the undead settlement and sending them to Aldrich to be devoured. So not very cool of them. Let's go ahead and take this, and I also want to flip through to heal just in case we need it. Alright guys, here's the Deacons. The trick is to use these alluring skulls after a little bit through the fight. The first one we can pretty much take out. I was going to say, I think you can take out the first one pretty quick. But then you got to start using those skulls here. They distract. They do a good job of distracting, but it just eventually gets a little hard. Even with their distractions, because we'll eventually come to a, right here, this main deacon. Once that happens, it becomes hard. You got these casters casting dark spells. Okay, so let's go ahead and heal up. Throw another one of these out. Kill the casters, you're better off as well. Got the skulls in there. See, I keep tossing those alluring skulls. The more you do that, the better you're going to be. Go. And we get him one more time. There we go. That's the learning skulls, man. That's like, I don't know, it's like kryptonite. Alright, so we helped our friends, Henri and Horus. They are going to come with us again later, right? Because their story does not end, and it actually continues in our next spot. So right here we picked up the small doll and the soul of the Deacons. The small doll is very important. Actually, in my first playthrough, I didn't even realize the small doll was important. But a silverwork doll depicting a young squire. So this legendary city of Ithral, situated in the Boreal Valley. Pontus Sullivan gave this doll to valued subjects so that they might use it to cross the barrier when they return home. So in order to get into the Boreal Valley, you have to have this doll. And it was given to the Deacons by Sullivan. Alright, so we're going to head and light this bonfire. Okay, and we actually need to travel out. So let's travel up here. Oh, never mind. We don't have to travel out. There it is. I thought you had to travel out, but apparently all you have to do is rest. That is okay, because we needed to come up here anyway. So I'm going to do a respec right now. A little tip about Rosaria's, the Rosaria fingers, Rosaria fingers, I'm sorry. If you join the Covenant and give her one of the fingers, I'm going to show you what those are right now, but if you give her, those are like the trinkets of the Covenant, and if you do that to level up in the Covenant, you will ruin an NPC quest line. Now, if you join and just respec, that's okay. You won't ruin the quest line. So think hard. You know, if you want to get everybody, you want to do all the quests, don't give the finger. I know we have a finger. Is it a separate thing, or is it just in our big batch of goodies here? Okay, right here. I'm sorry, not a finger, a pale tongue. Proof of invaders' victory over the horse. So, claiming tongues as trophies was originally the practice of informant troop of invaders. Okay, so you don't want to give her the pale tongue, but we can talk to her, and you can respec, and you can actually alter your appearance, and it won't affect it, but do not offer a pale tongue. So we can do this 5 times. We're going to go ahead and yes. And thank you. Now we get to respec completely. Now this is going to be interesting. I really, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I probably should have waited to do this, but let's go ahead, and we need 20 int, or 20 there. We wanted the 20 attunement. And I think at this point we might just want to go... Do we want to go all in on faith? Well, it's 30 faith. 30 freaking faith, guys. 10 endurance, and we'll bring... I don't want to ruin my weapon. I'm not exactly sure. Can I back out of this? Canceling rebirth. Yes. Good. Let's cancel the rebirth for a second. Leave. Okay, so 1 is this weapon. Right now it requires 10 and 10. Okay, perfect. 2 is the boss weapon from these Deacons. What does that require? Because that was one that I was kind of interested in using. Let's do this. Let's run back. Let's do the level up last. Let's run over to the Deacons, pick up their robe, run back to the town, and turn in the boss soul. Get our weapon, because it's a weapon that I definitely want to try out, being a faith build. We'll try that out. We'll see how it goes, and then we'll move on from there. How about that? That sounds fun. This is a pivotal point. We're going to be moving on to the Catacombs. We've now taken out one of the Lords of Cinder and all of the bosses prior to the Catacombs. So once we get into the Catacombs, things are going to start to get hot and heavy. I am going to get a blessed weapon for the Catacombs, and we'll test the difference between blessed damage on undead and like this raw weapon that I have here. So the Archdeacon Holy Garb. So I believe there were 4 Archdeacons. But let's check out that Holy Garb. Alright, a Holy Garb worn by the Archdeacon of the Cathedral of the Deep, a sign of the Way of White's highest rank. Of the 3 Archdeacons of the Deep, 1 stood over Aldrich Casket with a hope that he would one day return. Okay, so this is the one. This is Aldrich Casket. Alright, so Aldrich, Devourer of Men, now Devourer of Gods. This was his casket, and this deacon was standing over it, awaiting his return. We will find one of the other deacons later on. I don't know where the 3rd is. Haven't ever found it. Let's go ahead to Firelink Shrine. Turn this boss soul in. because there is finally a faith weapon that we get. And I believe it is also used as a catalyst, so that'll be interesting. Even if we don't end up using the weapon all the way through, I found that most of the boss weapons are almost more vanity than they are, worthwhile. So let's check it out. Ooh, who do we have here? Who do we have here? Oh, that's Henri and Horace.
Oh, and we meet again. We spoke before on the road of sacrifices.
Yeah, and you just killed the Deacons.
I'm well pleased to see you safe. We reached the Cathedral of the Deep, but Aldrich's coffin was empty.
Yeah, I was there with you.
The man-eater must have left for his true home. The little doll in the empty coffin told me. Aldrich is said to hail from Irithyll in the Boreal Valley, an ancient fabled city. A pilgrim told me that the city lies beyond Farron Keep, and so becomes our destination. Aldrich's honest home is Irithyll in the Boreal Valley, an ancient fabled city. A pilgrim told me that the city lies beyond Farron Keep, and so becomes our destination. Aldrich's honest home...
Okay, so that is the destination. I hear you. Horace still has nothing? Yeah, still got nothing. So we will end up finding them in the Catacombs, and things get very interesting on our way to Boreal Valley.
Aha,
So, okay, before we actually turn this in...
Do not be away.
We should... I'm not going to be away for long. I just want to show the fun people of YouTube what we got here. Alright, so Souls of the Deacon. Alright, Twisted Souls. After Aldrich left the Boreal Valley, Archdeacon Royce remained in the Cathedral with the High Priest to keep an eternal watch over their master's coffin. So that's who we were talking to there. Just wanted to show you. I'm not crazy. Alright, so we have a couple options. We could get Deep Soul, which is nice, but mainly if you're a caster, it doesn't really work the best for us. We do have the soul, though, here for the Cleric's Candlestick. Now, this is going to... Well, it requires faith. It doesn't necessarily scale with faith. Maybe that's why this is not going to be the best weapon in the world. Okay, so I might have overthought this a little bit. God, nothing scales with faith anymore. This giant demon's axe. A giant demon's axe. I think you can't bless weapons or anything, so... Wow, the Demon Fist is an E? That's E scaling, though. That's not... Okay. Anyway, it's worth looking at, so let's go ahead and take a gander. Okay, actually, I should probably... check it out. A candlestick used in both sword and catalyst, used to worship by the Deacons of the Deep. The Deacons under guidance of Archdeacon McDowell. Okay, so Deacon Royce was at the tomb. That's who we killed. But the Deacons were under the guidance of Archdeacon McDowell. Became clergymen and sorcerers. So there is another Archdeacon. Unless... well, that soul is gone right now. But yes, that is what I am to take of that. Alright, so we got 70 physical, 77 magic. It also does a spell buff. But it does not scale with faith, which is going to be a problem for us. Because other than that, pretty much the same move set, except it does cast. But it doesn't cast our spells. Alright, it's not casting faith spells, so is this just a sorcery? Wow. Well, I was kind of confused about this. I thought that this would be a good cleric weapon. So I'm going to hold on to it, obviously, but it doesn't look like it's going to help us out much. So we're going to need to make a decision then moving forward. And I'll show you what I mean. The first thing will be that we need to make a decision on what weapon we're going to end up blessing. Because moving into... let's talk about infusion. Now This weapon was already at 214 raw damage. Now, if we decide to bless this weapon, it will scale with faith, and the physical will increase. Alright, so this will be good maybe through the Catacombs for the first set. This might not be the worst idea, but do we have another kind of weapon of equal, like the barb straight? Can I bless that? I can do that, and then it scales with face. The blessed barb, that would actually make it pretty badass. It would have bleeding, and it would be blessed. You know, or do we try to sink some points and start using like the butcher blade? Because I think it was 24 strength. Oh, you can't infuse the butcher blade though. So that's something to think about. You can infuse the greatsword. Very interesting. Okay, so if I was to reinforce weapon, I have this, and it's scales A with strength. So maybe what I should, and no dex, maybe what I should do is think about this butcher's blade moving forward. It might not be a bad idea to just go straight up paladin. That's A scaling right there. So interested in how I'm going to do this. Alright, so we have this raw, and it's doing massive damage on the side. I think what I would need to do is upgrade this butcher. Alright, I'm going to have to buy some shards to finish it off. Let's go ahead and respec with strength and faith. And that'll be a good starting point for our travels forward. I don't want to go too crazy. I know I've been doing a dex and faith up to this point, but we're gonna start finding more miracles, and we're gonna start having more hard-hitting enemies. And this raw sword is not going to last forever. I'm gonna have to get something else. The butcher's knife can pretty much take you through a good part of the game. And I guess you could technically, I mean, you can go through the game with a wooden club. You can go through the game with your fist if you wanted to. But the Astora, man, maybe the better way to do it would actually be to bless the weapon and go hardcore faith. Maybe that's what we need to do. Because we can already use the Astora. Look at these points. Oh, that's what I did have, I guess, is what it's saying. Alright, so I need 24 in order to get that 4th attunement slot, and that's something that we might want. Let's get faith up to 30. I only got 2 more points after that. And I needed 10 dex in order to use that sword. So we can't really get the butcher sword the way we're doing it. So I think that we need to go faith. We're going to have to bless out that weapon. And that will give us faith scaling. And it'll help us move along through the catacombs. I think that's what we'll have to do. Alright, so the only thing that it kills is the shield. I'm not going to be able to use any of these ones. Okay. Well, that's alright. We can sport the kite shield for the 100% defense for the moment. That won't be the end of us. Alright, Alright, so we're going back to Firelink Shrine. Let's bless our weapon, let's level up, and let's head over to the Catacombs, and that's where we'll leave it for right now. But I think everything is going to be okay. Really excited to get into the Catacombs. They're extremely difficult. I think that it's probably the hardest area, especially if you want the undead bone shards from there. Okay, so we have some boss souls that we no longer require. So the Crystal Sage and the Blood of the Wolf, we can go ahead and eat. And kind of saving on to them, deciding what I wanted to do, and this will make it... We only got 3,000 from the Crystal Sage, so that was not that much.
That is what neat.
Alright, so let's infuse... So if we infuse this, right now, it's going to be 103 with a C scaling faith. And if we infuse the barb sword, it would be 84. That's not much difference. And the barb sword just uses straight Titanite swords too. So this might be a good way to go through there and not have to. Ooh, the Astora Greatsword. Okay, but 16 and 18, yes. So if I infuse the Astora Great... Oh, you cannot... Yeah, you can infuse the Astora Greatsword. Oh, no, you can't. Let's see. Oh, that would be a B scaling. I would have to put more points in there, but that would be a B scaling. Okay, and we got a C scaling off of the barbed sword. Let's see, the mail breaker. What other options do we have? We don't have a ton of options. The Bident is already, and that would just keep it at a D. Okay, that would not be that amazing. The stupid mace, the original mace. Okay, and I need the 11 dex to use this, but that is probably the way we're gonna do it. So we will C scale right there. Let's infuse to make the blessed barb. We will increase the barb.
Be careful.
But we will also have to level up that dex 1.
Well, speak. Very well. Then touch take nourish.
Alright. Now we're going to give the Firekeeper the soul. Let me just show you that real quick before we do. And a couple episodes ago we went into the tower, and in that tower we found a Firekeeper's soul. They're throwing the Firekeepers in there, like the ones that either the ones that didn't make it, or maybe somebody was killing them.
Ashen One, this is much like what lies within me. Then let it find its own place within my bosom. She will understand. We are both Firekeepers after all. Forgive me, sister. May the flames guide thy way.
Alright, so she's now able to heal your dark sigil. The thing is we're not going to do that, because if you keep them, it'll help you out. There's a different ending if you keep them, so... Okay, we can buy 27 of these things. I don't think I need to buy 27, but I probably need to buy... maybe 10 at least right now. I know I have some large on me.
That is what needs.
So we need this at least. Yeah, I was gonna say we need that at least up to a +3. So So now we got the 106,
Pro-
but we also are going to be doing blessed damage. So that'll be pretty neat. Alright, I'm pretty excited, guys. Pretty excited. Let's go ahead and take ourselves over there real quick. I'm not going to go too far in. I just want to see if this blessed weapon does a decent amount of damage. We'll just attack the first skeleton or so and call it a day. And then when we come back on the next episode, we will tackle the Catacombs of Karthus. I'm hoping to get pretty much all the way through the first section. In one episode, we could probably even take out the boss relatively quick. And then we need to make the decision if we move on to the Boreal Valley or if we go underground to the Scorching Lake or Searing Lake. And I think we'll do that first. I think that is a good way to go about it. It's a little bit harder, but there are some tricks into doing such a thing. So, okay. Remember, you do not want to go into Karthus unless you have your 5 levels of hollowing. If Yule has already died, then you can go into Karthus. But if you have not gotten your levels of hollowing, remember to do that before you go in. It's probably like as soon as the name pops up that you have entered. Alright, so the Catacombs of Karthus. This is a really cool area, and I cannot wait. Cannot wait to start getting in here. But let's check this weapon out, see how much damage it does. Okay, so 3 hits. I don't know, that doesn't seem like it's that amazing. Oh, but the cool part about it is it makes them so they don't resurrect. Alright, some Karthus Rouge. Let's tempt this guy out and see if we can... Oh, here we go! I'm gonna get him. Oh. Alright, guys. My name's Zero, and I am out. Guys, I'll see you on the next episode.